opening statement from Coach Fleck, and then we'll go ahead and jump into questions.
Yeah, thanks everybody for making the trip out here. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's out there. I know a lot of people, this is one of the best days and the best weekends of the year. One, because it's Thanksgiving and we all have a lot to be thankful for and grateful for. And we all do, no matter what your situation is, we always do, and you can find that. And then obviously so much football. And played at 11 a.m. So now we got the bus ride back in 4 hours with the Axe, and we'll really enjoy that. I thought our players dominated the football game. I thought they did from start to finish. I think there's 4 or 5 plays we'd want back where I think it could even be more lopsided. I thought we made a statement in the rivalry, winning 3 out of 4 here at Camp Randall. Take a lot of pride in that. We were going to have to play really good. We knew that, but I thought our guys swarmed to the football really well on defense. We tackled really well, and in a game where it's 0 degrees, those hits both ways are going to sting. We just wanted to be on the plus side of those stinging. The way we were able to tackle and swarm to the ball, I thought we did a great job of that, limiting them to explosive plays, and they just played for each other. And I think that's what's really cool about this team from day one. They played for each other. I think other people are playing for other things, streaks and all that other stuff. Well, we were able to play for each other and get the victory. And that was really, really big for us, and another step in the right direction. We want to be 1-0, and we were going to have to do it for each other. I think offensively, I think Max Brosman played an outstanding game. I think our offensive line, Ariante, goes out. The first play, first series, and Quinn Carroll and I had a talk about possibly moving him to left tackle if Ariante decides to declare for the draft, which I'm sure he will. When you're a first rounder, I think you decide to do that. But we had a talk about it 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of crazy. It came to fruition a little quicker than I wanted it. But I thought he did an outstanding job, and I thought that O-line meshed together. He hasn't played left tackle in practice, hasn't done all of it, and for him to go over there says a lot about him and his commitment to this team. And last thing, we said we needed to be fully committed. We didn't need contributions from everyone. We needed full commitment from everybody. And coming off the short week, I thought our schedule was really, really good. We only had basically, I think we had 4 or 5 periods that were actually full speed reps the entire week. And then we went all group tempo. Where we needed to get them feeling as good as they felt on game day today. And last but not least, the special teams, I thought that was the difference for us in a lot of different areas. But I think you look at Dragan Kesic, it's a great lesson for young Gopher fans out there. If you're following, he misses, the North Carolina hits the upright from close at the beginning of the year, misses the game winner, and seals the game here. It's a great bookend to a great career, and especially after the missed field goal and the kickoff out of bounds, to be able to get your mind right and come back and make that kick is huge, and to make it a 3-score game and really end the game at that point. But I'm really proud of our team. I'm really proud of the resolve and the resiliency all year. We had 7 one-possession games this year in the regular season, and we were 3-4 in the one-possession games, and it could be a lot of different things. I don't live in the coulda, woulda, shoulda world, but this is a really good football team who fought, scratched, clawed all year and kept rowing the boat. So I'm really proud of them. It's a great victory for us. Back-to-back wins here. Is that right, G? Back-to-back wins here first time since the early 80s. I was born in 1980. So that's a huge, just a huge development in the shift of the rivalry. And that's our whole goal. You want to be able to have it go back and forth and go on your own streaks and create your own streaks. And just like Wisconsin has a lot of years before we got here. And just proud to coach this team. And that's a happy locker room right now. And a grateful locker room. So with that, I'll open it for questions.
PJ, what did you see in your team midway through the third quarter when they kind of come down and there's a late hit and they score a touchdown and the game kind of tightens there? What did you see in the resolve of your team after that?
Yeah, I just saw the personality of the team they've been all year, Andy. You saw their hearts, their spirits, their mindset. They're playing for each other. You saw it. One score, okay, we get a late hit out of bounds, but they just kept responding. Everybody on the sideline, respond. We said we needed full commitment from everybody. We need full commitment from our sideline. We need full commitment, and encouraging everybody through the highs and the lows to just keep rowing that boat. Just keep going. Next play, 1-0, next play. I thought they did a great job of that today.
PJ, when you recruited Max last year and you saw him on film, what gave you the confidence and trust that would translate from the FCS level to the Big Ten level?
Well, first of all, I think, when you're looking at him, and a lot of people say, well, he was an FCS quarterback, and I get that, but, this guy's a Walter Payton finalist. That's the top 3. That's the FCS Heisman. He's really, really good. And we knew if we could get them, we could make them even better, and we could keep developing them. But one thing, Chip, that made it easy for us was I've never heard a college or a university that was losing their quarterback to the portal promote their player more than ever to us. And at one point I looked at the staff, I said, guys, are we sure like they're not overselling, like they're selling us something? You know, like, because as a head coach, you're pretty paranoid. But it was his college coaches at New Hampshire that I don't think I've ever seen that in the portal, ever. That every single person was like, you know, he needs to be there. That's a perfect culture. It's a perfect program. He had other offers, but I think when he got with his mom and dad, and you know those type of people, and you know exactly what Max was looking for. Max wasn't going into the portal just to go in the portal. He would have stayed in New Hampshire. He was going into the portal for the right opportunity with the right team. For us, we had to be right, Chip. I remember having a conversation like, man, you have to be who you say you are, because I don't have a backup. Like, I have to be all in on this, and you have to be all in on this. Because a lot of times people think it's one way. It's just from the player's perspective. The coaching perspective, you have to be right just as much as they had to be right. Because the next guy is a redshirt or a true freshman who's not ready to play yet. He's going to be really good. But that's what we talked to him about. And I think when he came on his visit, it's real, it's authentic, it was a perfect marriage. He was looking for a life program plus being able to play. I mean, his leadership and his confidence is unreal. And people talk about the beginning of the year with him that maybe it was some ups and downs. Anything he does, the first time is probably going to be a little bit of a learning curve. Anything he does. Now, that's not going to happen very long because he's quickly going to get into the mastery stage. And he's done that. I've never seen a young man spend more time in the facility as a player, NFL, college, that I've ever been around, at every place I've been, more than Max Brosman.
Can I ask a follow-up?
Please.
You said it's both sides. Is it fair to say you changed too?
I would say that's probably really accurate. I had to change. And look, I'm not saying I had to change because I've done 11 years of the same thing prior to year 12. If you go back to Western Michigan, I mean, we had some of the most dynamic receivers in the country and threw the ball an awful lot with the run game. You have Mohamed Ibrahim. Chip, you've never coached, right? And I've never been a journalist. But you would have ran the ball just as much as I did if you had Mohamed Ibrahim in that backfield. We have different backs. It wasn't just Max, but it was the ability to trust Max to throw to run it. Because you got running the ball, where everybody knows you're going to run the ball. Then you got throwing to run it, and then you got throwing the ball. He can do all three. And if you saw tonight, we actually had a designed quarterback run for him. I mean, he didn't get in, but it was a quarterback run for him, which was, the actual snap to him and the lead play, the follow play. But he is one of the most special people. He's one of the most special people I've ever been around. Again, I can't, it's not because we won. I've said this all year. You can't duplicate him. He's an NFL quarterback. And he's somebody that people fall in love with. And the more you're around him, the more you're going to fall in love with him. And he's a guy who's already come out and say he's playing in the bowl game. His mental processing, his leadership, the connectivity. He started this all the way back in the spring by taking everybody to Georgia with him in the pass game, getting our O-line to those NFL camps. I don't know if anybody understands how difficult it is to come into a team from day one, lead the whole team, and you don't know anybody's name. It took him 2 days. He had everybody down. And he had to study that. And if I'm going to lead the team, I got to know everybody. I at least got to know everybody's name. I mean, that's what he does. When people say that you got a coach on the field, I think that's a corny saying. He truly is a coach on the field. He'll be an NFL head coach, NFL coordinator, college head coach, college coordinator, unless he decides to be a heart surgeon, which they're about the same.
Your defense shuts out Wisconsin in the first half and allows under 200 total yards. What clicked for them today?
Well, I think it was just the small things, Ryan. I think we tackled really well. I thought we tackled in the open space really well. We swarm tackled. I thought we created penetration in the backfield in the run game. I think they were never able to, even in the gap schemes, get to the patients. You know, you got to be slow too in the gap schemes, fast through. Well, they were slow too, but we had already created, pushback. I thought on the outside, I thought our guys stuck to him like glue. We had to, and the quarterback, he's a really good player. He can sling it, but he's 6 foot, 6'1", and we felt like there's a lot of big people in front. Their offensive line's big, we're big. We felt if we could get really big, he was going to have to be really precise in a lot of the man coverage stuff. And we felt like we made some good, we felt like we liked our matchups. We gave some, had some great pass breakups with our down the field pass game. And then when they did hit it, we got it on the ground or we responded the next play. But I thought it was true team defense. Nobody doing it for themselves, everybody doing it for each other. They were sound, they were disciplined. There's some things you want back. The late hit out of bounds, I mean, those are the things that cost you. I mean, he doesn't mean to do that. He's a great kid, and he'll learn from that. On the offensive side, we dropped a ball late that could have sealed the game too. But, I mean, the catches we made at the wide receiver position in these types of conditions and this type of wind, the tackles we were making, the form tackling, that's just Minnesota Golden Gopher football.
BJ, could you take us through the Marcus Majors 40-yard run and the tush-push formation? What went into that call? Yeah,
we got a bunch of stuff out of that formation. We do. I mean, we proved that. We've done a lot of different things. It's a true check. We got a bunch of stuff, and we have 7 or 8 things we can do out of that, which is a lot of fun. And I think it was a great check by Max. And break one tackle, and that's the type of play it is. And I think everybody in the stadium thinks you're going to tush push, and that's the point of it. You want everybody to think that because we do it a lot, and we're good at it. And we teach you on the other side of the ball. You got to be ready for those types of things and defend against those things. But I think it was a great play call by Greg Harbaugh. I think our coaches have just grown so much this year. And when your team's teaching you so much, like when the players are teaching the coaches, not just football. I'm talking about just life and lessons, and it's just a fun group to be around, fun team to be around. And you got the special kids when you're learning so much from them. Instead of you teaching them, they're teaching you a lot of things too. And, Marcus Major, he's not getting 35 carries a game, but when his number's called, he goes in there and executed it perfectly. And that was a great, great play.
PJ, happy birthday.
Yeah, after 40, you usually quit counting, but this is a great birthday present. I'll take it.
How does that factor into today or celebrations afterwards?
I'll let you know later. I'm just excited for the bus ride. We love and choose the blue collar mentality with the bus ride here. And I think our players embrace that. We like to do that in rivalry games and the ones that are close enough to do that. But I think they take that mentality on the bus, and we stop halfway and get a little workout in halfway through. It's just a team camaraderie thing that we do that our administration allows us to do, which I think is really cool. So we got a good 4.5 hour bus ride with that axe right there in the aisle. It's going to be great. We're passing around, switch buses. We take it very seriously. We love that thing. We never take that thing for granted. And it's good to have it back in the Twin Cities and at the University of Minnesota and our fans. And can't thank them enough for coming out to Camp Randall. I heard you, and we heard you the entire time. They were really loud. Another thing I just want to hit on if anybody asks, what a play design, play call, and catch by Jamison Gears in the back of the end zone. We needed our best players and our playmakers to make huge plays today. And I thought they all did at all crucial times. They did a great job of that.
Take 1 or 2 more for Coach.
What level of excitement or anything do you get out of ending their streak of winning seasons and probably of bowl games?
Yeah, that's for them to worry about. We don't really talk much about that. We talk about us. We talk about us, and we talk about us. Like I said, people play for different things. This team is truly about playing for one another. The rivalries are great. The rewards for it are great when you play really well. When you look at, besides Iowa, our 3 other rivalry games come down to a 1-point loss and a few-point loss against Michigan. We needed one bad. I just felt that with our team. I felt like they really needed that. And they came out and left no doubt. They weren't going to have a 1-possession game today. And I think that was in their mentality. But again, I can't speak on their behalf of what they're fighting for and what they're doing. But if that's the case, then I guess that's what rivalries are all about.
Got a final one for Coach?
Did it feel cold? Was that at all a factor in the game?
No. We're at the University of Minnesota. You don't let the cold get to you. You adapt. And that's the kind of weather we play in. And we talk about our north. And our players really, really embrace that. When you get to November, our north is coming. And our players love it. You should love it. I'm not sure how you can't love it if you come to the University of Minnesota. And you just have to know that winter's there. We get all 4 seasons. 3 of the seasons are the most beautiful in the world, I think. And the other ones just, cover the white stuff on the ground, but it's still really beautiful. Our Minnesotans embrace the winter, and I think they embrace it unlike any other. And it's so fun to be a member of that state and that community. And we've got so many people who, the Kravicks are here and how much they mean to us and what they've done for our program. And I'm not going to get into naming every single donor and people that are there, but they're Mark and Deb are just incredible people who support us through and through. And when you see the emotion on their faces who have been supporters of the program for so long, you're doing all the right things. Because at the end of the day, as a head coach, you work for them, you work for the players, you work for your staff, you work for the administration, you work for the state, you work for the city of Minneapolis, the university. And I take that really personal. And I can't thank you guys enough for all that you've done. And like I said, go back to it, but I think our players just embrace that our North mentality, and they love it when we get that November weather here in the North.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Listen, I appreciate everybody making the trip. Row the boat, Sky Mile, go Gophers, and the Axe is coming home. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, BJ.
Happy birthday.
All right, and we have Darius Taylor on the far side, Ethan Robinson in the middle, and Justin Wally here. So when you're asking questions, just address them just so they can move the mic around.
Justin, as a senior here in your last kind of regular season game, what does it mean to you to bring the Axe home?
I mean, it means the world to me. This is the game you play for in Minnesota. I mean, it's the most important game on the schedule. Because this week, I want to know this week. But just to go out with a win like that is the most perfect outcome I can really think of.
When you guys look at the first half as a defense, you shut out Wisconsin. Why do you guys think you guys came out so hot today?
I think everybody locked in and we focused. Coming off of last week, we knew that it was going to take our complete effort, complete dedication, and complete commitment to go out there and get the job done. And I feel like when we all put it together, our defense and all of us playing on the same floor, it's real special as we saw in the first half.
Darius, we saw you kind of embrace contact on a lot of runs. What was it like for you out there today? And then what did you see from the offensive line as they had to reshuffle with Tay going out?
I think that our whole line did a great job with Tay, and once Tay was down, I feel like our guys stepped up great. I mean, it was a hard-nosed football game. That game's always going to be run the ball when they know you're going to run the ball. So I mean, it was just a physical game. I mean, it was fun, and it was a great experience to be a part of.
Darius, how excited were you for Marcus Major getting that big 40-yard run off?
I was super excited. I mean, it's great to always see the guys in the room succeeding. I mean, like I said earlier in the season, once whoever goes in, I mean, there's no drop off. That's one thing that we hold ourselves to in that room is there's no drop off whoever goes in the game. So I think that he holds up the standard great, and I do my best to do that as well. And everybody in the room will do that once they get in the game.
Darius, what did you see from Max in the passing game in some key spots today?
I think that Max did a great job just facilitating the game. He puts the ball where it needs to be. I mean, he just made plays all day, to be honest.
Darius, can you speak to how much it means you guys to end their streak of winning seasons and probably bowl games? That's something they've put up on a pedestal.
I mean, that wasn't the focus coming into the game. The focus coming into the game was just to be 1-0, just focus on our fundamentals and details. I mean, just be us, and that happened, but that wasn't the focus coming into the game.
Ethan, what did it mean to you for winning the Axe?
Yeah, I mean, as a transfer, it's not really something that you understand and you grasp until you're out there. So it was one of those things where I took it as I'm doing it for the brother next to me before I got on the field. And then as the game went on, you kind of get a feel and a sense of what it really means to go out there and get the Axe. And then I kind of felt myself a part of it by the mid-third quarter, fully, like I've been here for 4 years. So it's very special to go out there and get that done, especially for guys like DT, and especially for guys like Wally, who's been here before. Just going out on that top note, on that good note.
Well, I know there's been some memorable celebrations in that locker room recently. What was this one like in there?
I mean, it was amazing. Anytime you beat your rival like that, at most, it's just a special feeling. And one last time to end the season on a very high note, it's just a pleasure to be a part of.
Justin, I think the defense had 10 passes defended. The defensive line got their hands up quite a bit too. Was that a point of emphasis for you guys playing physical on the perimeter and getting your hands in passing lane?
well, every week we harp on the same things. We get in detailed and execute it to the highest level. And I feel like today we really executed, especially in the first half. We really executed really well on all levels. And when the D-line is getting pressure and the secondary is covering very well, that's how that happens.
Justin and Ethan, you guys made a decision if you're going to play in the bowl game or not?
I mean, that's not our focus right now. Our focus was just being 1-0 this week and enjoying this win right now.
Any more questions for the guys? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, we got Quinn Carroll, Max Brosmer, Danny Strigo. Again, when you ask questions, just to address the individuals. And guys, there's one microphone, just pass it back and forth. So jump into questions.
Quinn, when you saw Ariante go down, what was the conversation like with PJ about you going from guard to left tackle?
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't really know who was going to go. I didn't know how it was going to shake out. But Coach Callahan came up to me. He was like, "Q, I need you," and we just rolled. You know, I'm ready to play whatever position the team needs me to play. It was a lot of fun today.
Max, what was it like throwing in those conditions today? And then how much did that deep ball to Jackson down the sideline kind of get you guys going?
It's always difficult when it's colder, a little windy, but I think it's a matter of getting in the rhythm in pregame, feeling where the corners are in the end zone and feeling where the wind's coming from and adjusting on the fly. And I think it's a lot of the quarterback, but it's also on the receivers too, because the ball will spin and travel in different directions depending on where the ball is thrown. And I thought my guys did an amazing job today tracking balls and making really hard catches today. So they did a great job of that.
For any of you guys, PJ's birthday, does that add anything to this win for you guys?
A little bit. It's nice we got to sing happy birthday during the locker room. I'm sure that feels a lot better to come after a win than But yeah, it just makes it all more special.
Dana, I think the defensive line set a new season high with passes defended at the line of scrimmage today. Was that a point of emphasis throughout the week?
Yeah, it was definitely a point of emphasis this week, and it's really been a point of emphasis all year, and it really showed up this week. We harped on it all week, getting our hands up, batted down balls. We knew that the release point was going to be a little bit lower than what we'd seen in previous games, so it was definitely an emphasis.
Max, you had a nice embrace with PJ there when they were at the end of the game when they were parading the action around. Can you talk about that moment, kind of just what your relationship has been like with him and the trust that he's shown you with this offense?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Having a staff that fully trusts you is a really cool feeling. It's not 100% normal all the time to have that in college football nowadays, and this staff's been absolutely amazing for me, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And it starts with Coach Fleck, and it goes down throughout the staff and with Coach Harpo. And they've done an amazing job. It's absolutely amazing that I ended up in this spot. I think I got pretty lucky. There's a lot of guys that transferred maybe there's lucky with that, and I couldn't have found a better place with this team. And I've had an absolute blast playing football with this team this year. And Coach Fleck, it's just made it all the more special. I think it's cool to have a head coach that you're aligned with, with your morals and your values on a daily basis, and it makes coming to the office at 5 a.m. a lot of fun.
Max, you came to this Minnesota-Wisconsin rivalry from the outside. Now, what does it mean now that you've won it? Does it seem even more real?
Yeah, I think it definitely takes for a person to play in the game to understand what the rivalry feels like. And I played the New Hampshire Maine rivalry for 3 or 4 years there, and now I got to transition here to the oldest college football rivalry in the country. And the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. It shows you what the pageantry of college football is all about. Playing an absolutely really tough rivalry game that
Minnesota versus Wisconsin and at Camp Randall. What else could you ask for? And I think the guys took that with a lot of pride and worked their butts off all week, and that's why we won this week.
Danny or Quinn, you guys are Minnesota kids. It's your last regular season game. What was that moment like on the field afterwards? Did you find your family? Did you get your chance to chop down the goalpost, or what was it like?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, watching the Gophers, you see the seniors chop down the goalposts, whenever they win, and that's obviously a dream as a young kid from Minnesota. To be able to do that was so surreal. But before I got to do that, a couple of my brothers stormed the field, and then they got escorted out. But that was very emotional. They're running up to me, and this is big for them, obviously, being from Minnesota and being a Gopher fan. Our dad played for the Gophers, so very surreal moment, and just blessed to be here.
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. And, a couple years ago, getting to see, like Quinn said, those older guys chop down the goalposts, and to feel that in our final regular season game as these guys that are leaving, it's super special. And then having the ability to look up and see just Gopher fans that are left there going crazy, and seeing my family. Can hear them usually during the games. They're usually sitting, within 20 rows and behind the D-line bench, so I can hear them. But being able to hug my mom, see all my brothers and the rest of my family, it's an awesome feeling to be able to leave here with you.
Has that become the tradition of the seniors that chop it down? Is that how you guys have started doing it?
Yeah. The seniors get to chop down the goalposts.
When PJ talked about how if you hit first, it wouldn't sting as much. Is that the approach you guys took out there?
Yeah, with cold games like this, definitely hurts less if you're the one delivering the blow, right? Being the hammer, not the nail. And that's the mentality up front in any game, no matter the weather. So, I love playing in these games. I love playing in cold weather. I'm used to it. And, it definitely comes down to who's going to hit first and who's going to hit harder. And, it stings a little bit when you get hit, but that's what we're trying to do anyways, is to make them sting.
Quinn, when's the last time you wrapped left tackle? Ever? Never in your life?
No.
So is there like a moment of anxiety when you're going, or like, what do you
I heard from Coach Cal that he needed me, and I have trust in the guys around me. I have trust in my preparation. I have trust in the Lord that I'm going to go out and do what I need to do for the team to win. And there's definitely things to clean up with that tackle, but it takes what it takes, and I feel like I'm my best.
Also have Daniel Jackson up here as well now.
Daniel, what does it mean to you to win the Axe in your last regular season game?
First off, I'd like to say it's pretty cool to be up here with these four guys, or these three guys. First time for that, but to be able to go out there and get that Axe win on our last season, it's huge. We battled through this whole year. We've been it's been up and downs, but to be able to can plow all 12 games, 11 games prior to this, and go out there and get the dubs, nice.
If this is it for you, what does it mean to go and leave with the Axe and top 5 all time in the season?
I mean, it's a huge honor, definitely. Kind of going into this year, I didn't know where I was on any of those, lists, but kind of throughout the year, you kind of hear your name, put into those lists. So to be able to, finish the year and be where I'm at in those standings and with those names, it's a huge honor to be able to, do that for this program.
Any more questions from the guys?
Yeah, no, the play where you caught the ball on the third quarter drive on the sideline, they were originally ruled out of bounds.
Yeah.
Did you know you were in or not?
Truthfully, I did not know I was in. I mean, I know I didn't get the foot down, so it was a little, up in the air. But I seen that I got the knee down, so I said that play hurt definitely. That's probably the most painful play of the game for me. But I mean, honestly, just trusting the technique, knowing that I attempted to catch the ball, and I wanted to catch the ball, and that's what happened. So.
Danny, what'd you see from the guys after that late hit and they score a touchdown and the game kind of tightens there? What'd you see from your defense after that?
Yeah, we kind of just had to respond. We had to go back out there and respond. We knew we had been doing a good job of, determining the game on defense. Getting vertical on the defensive line, back end guys flying around, cover guys covering. In an instance where we should be off the field and we happen to get a penalty, it's just needs to be the next play. And I think we got away from that for a couple plays, to where, maybe we were letting, circumstance dictate behavior, but it snapped out of it. We talked about it on the sideline, put it behind us, and, got back out there.
Is the Axe going to be on the offensive bus or the defensive bus?
Whatever first comes next.
Yeah.
More opposite Marcus.
Any of you guys have a bowl preference?
I haven't heard, but I have no idea. Place one, maybe?
Any more questions for the guys?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.